For those of you who are joining for the first time or haven't seen me before, I am Celine. I'm the community manager for Effect House and I run the streams.
Hello, everyone. My name is Renjia Tian, and I'm an interactive engineer working on our exciting Effect House projects.
Without further ado, Ranja, take us away to your awesome tutorial.
Oh,
The project file that Ranja is using is linked in our Discord channel, but I'll also put the link in the comments in the YouTube comment section as well. So if you're interested in downloading and following along, or even after you're rewatching this live, hello rewatch crowd, you can find it in our description. So go check it out so you can follow along.
yeah. So, hold on. Today we are going to talk about like my favorite visual scripting nodes, but also one of the most interesting capabilities I think in Effect House is a face stretch. This is one of our templates for Effect House, and it's using the face stretch node to control the face stretch points in the face stretch components, and then that what deforms like all the the rendering of your face in the screen space. Today, my sharing gonna be divided into 5 parts. So the first part is as you can see here is the basic introduction of the face stretch nodes, and also the face stretch components, and also and also some basic tips for how to start this face stretch projects, and also some and then we're gonna go depth into the nodes and take a look into how to create the simplest face stretch effects by creating like a sine wave effect on your eyebrow. Yeah, this part I intentionally left it blank so that you can follow it and do it in real time, and then we're gonna send the project afterwards so they can compare both. Um, and and after that we're gonna break down of how the previous step technique can be applied to creating the wobbly face effects. And at the end we have a stretch goal to recreate the face stretch interaction that you see if you add the interaction button here, then you have the option to to select the tap screen to stretch the face effect. So each time you get a different stretch effect from this subgraph. So let's jump into the meat of the today's sharing. Yeah.
Wait, Ranja, is it true that all of the face stretches are randomized, so you don't have to like assign points?
No, it's not necessarily not random. It's just we designed them to be random so that it's more fun and uncertain. But
Oh,
yeah, but you can definitely like control specific points.
yeah, yeah. So I know that a lot of people are creating a similar like face stretch effect, but they're artificially stretching it and assigning all of those points. But for this tutorial, because we're using the face stretch node, you can technically randomize all of the points so that you don't even know how it's gonna stretch. And I think that's one benefit of using the node instead of like the stretch function that you can see. Like you see on Raj's screen how there are like points in the face. You can drag them and pull them and stretch them. But if you do it with the node, you can assign different visual scripting aspects like the randomize, or you can do something else. And I feel like that is just extra super fun.
Yeah, I have to admit that this node is probably more challenging than other nodes because of the structure it is set up. But it definitely gives you like another layer of control over like what type of face stretch effect you can create with this one. Yeah, so I think if you haven't used face stretch before, like you should definitely try it in Effect House. It's one of my favorite effects in the Effect House because it's like so fun and have a lot of like possibilities so to customize the effects of the using the component. And the entrance of the face effect is actually pretty straightforward. You can just use it by add objects and using inside one of the face effect panels. And here we go, the face stretch. Yeah, you can add many face stretches like into the scene. Yeah, and then as Celine said before, like our face stretch nodes, like you can drag those control points in the screen space, and they form a particular fixed face stretch effects. Yeah, but this one doesn't provide you a lot of capabilities to customize and modify the points in real time. So that's when our nodes came into usage. Yeah. Um, and for the how the phase stretch is rendered, yeah, I could just briefly go through it. It's calculating like a projection matrix from the original like phase stretch points to the points like after you deform them in the screen space. Yeah. So and then it renders the deformed version of your phase stretch based on the transformation matrix. Yeah, so in a word, it is those key points that you drag or you like move around that determines the stretch. So it's always the point that are important. So first of all, yeah, and and to see a reference of like or which like each point is actually has its own index, and I think probably this was not like a very you know uh, like a used a lot case before, because like if you're just dragging the point in the screen space, then you don't need to worry about like which point it is. But actually behind the scene, those points are actually ordered, and if you click this tiny little smell button up here in the face stretch component controller, then you can see that each of our face stretch point actually has its own index. Yeah, let me just undock the graph to take a closer look into the face stretch points. So we have a total of like 96 different control points from index 0 all the way to index 95. Yeah, and those are the points that we use as a reference in the phase stretch like node. So whenever you want to create a particular node, you want to first probably check, oh, what's the index of this particular stretch points in the phase stretch components, and then you can use this indexing feature to control the position of that particular node in the screen space. Yeah. Uh, yeah, so that's the like about the basics of the index numbering of our phase stretch key points. And I personally I actually found that it take me a while to like open this page and check back and forth again. So I have a tiny bit of like advice to make your life easier to see the index of this point is that you can first undock your graph, and then you can take a screenshot of all the 96 points, and then you import them as an asset into your effect house projects. And another trick, you can put them under a 2D camera in the scene so that they will appear here. But if you just add it directly to the 2D camera, just the image, and it will cover your like regular camera feed. And to avoid this, you can create a render texture from the assets panel right here. Add assets and create a render texture, and then render the camera to this particular render texture, so that now you don't have a block in your preview, but also you have this like 3D image here showing you the key points of your face. And I do
Wow.
this all the time. Like, yeah, it makes my life much easier, and like I don't need to check back and forth for, oh,
Yeah.
this is this point, this is that
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Runja, this is a mega tip. And people in the chat, Brett is saying, oh my gosh, Runja, I didn't even know about this map. This is why we come to lives for all these little hacks. So I think people love this.
Yeah, I think this is like the key point. This is the must know knowledge to use this node. Otherwise, the indexes are actually, yeah, they are all the node index we output are like correspondent to this map in
Hmm.
particular. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and that's the basic knowledge of the phase stretch key points. And I think then after having this knowledge, we can jump into the nodes themselves. Yeah, so the preset of the nodes assume that we have these like 96 like stretch points at the beginning of your effects, and then you can deform these points based on whatever you select. And yeah, but like a limitation of the tool is that you will always need to assign the like entire array back to the phase stretch nodes. So like for example, if you're modifying like one of the nodes, you may still want to assign all the phase stretch nodes back into the phase stretch components, so that's how we correspond the node, the deformed node, to its original position. Yeah, so this is another key facts about this particular node. Yeah, and we can use this one as an example. For example, this is just I'll reset everything here. Um, yeah, and let's pin the phase stretch node to the graph so that you can see what's happening, what our node is outputting. Yeah. So we have three nodes that we designed to manipulate the phase stretch key points. So the first one is the phase stretch info that tells you what is the status of the current phase stretch component. The second node, which is the core, is the set phase stretch node. That one is actually what let you modify those nodes in runtime. Yeah. And another helper that helps you to modify the key points is the set array atom node. So this set array atom node, it changes the key points in the key point array and output the new array after the change of the key points, and then you can set that array back to the phase stretch node. Yeah, that's how the typical workflow for this one works. Yeah.
Coming up next.
That template position is normalized to 0 and 1, so you don't need to worry about the actual screen size. Connect it to the set phase stretch component and connect your phase stretch component, and also the default. You can also change the intensity using transient by time, but that's also doable with the pin as well.